And sorry for those technical difficulties, but you all know how the internet can be. So we'll pick up from the beginning. Pastor Rajendra was telling us about the lockdown and how it started, when it started, and what that meant for them in India. Go ahead, Pastor Raj.
Yeah, I mean, this lockdown was really a first time, people, my older people also, they never seen in their lifetime this kind of situation happening. And this is very new to everyone in the world, I think so, surely. But in India, people everywhere you see people, not like, your country, but now there are no people on the roadside. Completely lockdown means lockdown. They're at the homes, this really creating a lot of problem for the people here in India because they don't have work. They don't have, if they go every day only, they get their money because every day they go, they get the daily payments. Here we not get for hourly pays, but we get for a daily pay. So most of them depend upon their works. Now there is no work at all. So it's like really a very hard time for all the people in India because a lot of poverty, and also we are like most of the people are below poverty area, below poverty.
And so, what are you allowed to do?
Means actually we have been allowed to go only for 2-3 hours from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock to buy the commodities like what are the groceries or all these things. But this few hours is very little time for the people to go out, and that's the reason there is a lot of rush. And the people want to go because after 9 o'clock in the morning they will be not allowing the people to go and buy any groceries or any vegetables or anything. So because there are a lot of more people and the time period is very less given to them, so there is a lot of rush going on, and that's also not helping them because they're not following social distancing.
And so the social distance there is what, 6 feet still?
Social distancing is like a 3 feet, 1 meter.
Okay. And obviously, this is very difficult because there's so many people there, and it's very hard to, I guess, patrol and make sure that everyone is keeping that distance.
You're right, because the place is very less and the people are very more. Even the markets, the people, the markets are very small, and people have been crowded means, and now they're allowing only 3 hours for them to go and purchase the groceries. They have to purchase vegetables or commodities or anything. People are rushing, so that's the reason. Now they changed the place to where there are big like places like stadiums, like a big stadium, like a big playground, so that the more people can have the social distancing and everything. But even though they've been changed to the stadium, also you find a lot of people coming, and you know there is no following social distancing. Now they are starting following the social distancing because there is a lot of control from the police.
And so, how many people in Vijayawada have the virus, or do you know how many people have the virus? How many people have recovered?
Yeah, means I got a list actually. Um, there are like 700. I don't know exactly, but I wrote it down. I forgot about where they put it. But 20 people have died through this, and come on, paper rising to the and there are people like 700 cases of positive.
Okay, 700 positive cases.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the hospital like? What's it like for someone going to the hospital there?
Oh, actually means the quarantine, this is another problem because, there is a lot of discrimination also because when they go to quarantine and these people are treated like, they got some kind of disease and now the people are been, so they've been, that house has been marked and, everything like discrimination. Even the doctors, even the most of the doctors also, like those are rented, being a tenant. The owners of the houses are treating them that just vacate the house. So there is a lot of discrimination. People got this disease, or people who are even treating them, like nurses and doctors also. There have been a lot of discrimination by the people. Even the government, like few people, like they are making them to know, uh, because they are giving their names and the houses, the places where these people got, and people are being really panicked and seeing those people in a different way. That's a problem.
Yeah, I'm sure that is a problem. Do you guys have enough doctors, nurses to help?
At present, since the cases are not so much, because of that, now we have been really, not a problem. But as the cases come up, we don't know how we're going to handle this, because we have a lot of people. If they're going to get it, more people, because we don't have proper kits also. The kits also for detecting, that they're not able to have more kits to see whether they got a COVID or not.
Yeah, you don't have enough tests.
Yes, test kits.
Right. Okay. And so, how does this affect you guys in the church and the orphan?
Means really it's affecting our church and all the work what we do with the orphans, with HIV patients, with the widows, and all the work we are doing, because everything gets now stagnant, because we don't have the church services, as you all know. So we were not able to have the church services. So this has been really, because most of them, even though we are doing live services like Facebook and YouTube, but most of them are uneducated and illiterate, and they don't have access to their smartphones or computers or tabs like that. So there are so many people suffering without the fellowship, and that's a spiritual lineup. They don't grow in the Lord, because now they're worrying about their own children. At the same time, financially, our people in our churches are, most of them are economically poor, and they go every day for daily labor, for working, most of them. And now when they don't have work, that really, you know, was an impact for our people and their, desperate situation, because they lost their jobs and they don't have work, the daily work. Unless they go and get the money every day, they cannot take care of themselves, and they all cannot take care of their families. So they have the wife and the children and everyone. Now it's very difficult situation for them, because of a lot of, this is one of the cases. So spiritually, we don't have proper nourishment of the word, because most of them don't have the internet services or smartphone or like that. At the same time, physically, they don't have proper work, and they don't have money, they don't have work to do. So it's difficult right now for our church, people also. And at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, and what about the orphan?
Yeah, means orphans also, like some of the people, like some of the children, we have to send them to their guardians, to their, because we cannot make them all the people to stay in one place, because the government is also telling that you have to shut down everything. But we have our other orphans, and now we are taking care of them. They've been, you know, that's the situation. But they're good. They did not been affected with the COVID-19 or anything. But we are taking care of them.
Okay. And how many orphans do you have right now?
Like 45.
45. Okay. That's wonderful. I've got people watching on Facebook. So I'm going to give them questions. Some of you who are watching, Heidi and Mike and Michael, good to see you guys on here. If y'all have some questions for Pastor Rajendra, feel free to uh, type one in and I'll ask it. And while you're doing that, I'll wait here and see if I can get. uh, we're having a lot of issues tonight with Facebook and with this program. So anyway, let me see if anybody has a question. Jindra, um, while you're there, if you can tell us a little bit about uh, your services and what time you're meeting right now, you're quite online.
So there is a background sound, I'm not able to hear you properly. And can
Okay,
you
yeah, I'm
repeat?
sorry about that. I was saying, uh, I know that you're meeting twice. Let me see if I can turn this volume down. I know that you're meeting twice on
Yeah, it's
Facebook
good.
for your people. What times are you meeting?
Means we are meeting every day to, morning at 8:30 and evening at 7:30. We are meeting, having the live services going on, singing, praising. At the same time, the word of God has been preached to a congregation. But most of them don't have an access, but they have been sharing through some other means. But at least with a few other people, we've been able to do the live services.
Right. And do you feel like you're maybe reaching some people that don't go to your church?
Yeah, sure. Actually, through Facebook, we have been able to reach, like, because after that, when we see the views, like, they are like 1,300, 1,400 people, Surely this is a good time, to reach more people who never heard the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ too. So that's the reason we have been preaching about the gospel at the same time, encouraging our folks in our churches too.
Right. Kathy, this is in Vijayawada, India. Pastor
Hi,
Rajendra is
Kathy.
our friend from there, and he's been to the U.S. Many times, and we're in partnership with him here. So, Pastor Rajendra, if you could tell us a little bit about some prayer requests that we can pray for you about.
Yeah, means at this midst of this tribulation, like, this is like a tribulation, like, there's a lot of problem, persecution, like, like people are suffering a lot, terrible situation here. And now we have been helping the people, on the roadside also, because most of them people have been stuck down due to the COVID-19 because lack of transportation. They don't have proper transportation, so now they don't have a place to rest. Also, the hotels have been closed, the restaurants have been closed, no food. At the same time, there are homeless people. There have been small rickshaw drivers. So these people are not having good food to eat. Also, no one is giving them food. So like very few of the people have been helping them. So SSC Ministries is moving forward to help those people and giving them give food on a regular basis every day to reach them, and give them the food. So please do continue to pray for us so that we can reach these people and give them the food on a regular basis. At the same time, please do continue to pray for our church families who are financially struggling. We want to give them, the basic needs like groceries for the food items, like a grocery packets for the people in our churches, who are economically poor from all the churches. Already being distributed some of them, but still a lot to do. And, we have to do that one too. So please do continue to pray for us and pray for our church families to spiritually grow at this minute because so many are panic and so many are upset about. And the police are also not allowing anyone to go outside. They're beating them with the sticks. Big sticks. They're beating the people, and filing the cases. They're seizing the vehicles. So it's very hard time right now. So they cannot go anywhere. They've been stuck down at their homes, and unless they go to work, unless they go and work, they cannot get any money. So this is like the poverty is creeping up, and now our church, most of them are below poverty rate. So we have to please continue to pray for them to help them, to survive and take care of their families and their children. So SS is moving forward to help them in a regular basis. Please do pray for them and also pray for HIV patients that we are helping on a regular basis. And now even the groceries are, we cannot ready also, we cannot give to them because the government, like, the police department said that you cannot make them assemble right now because these are more vulnerable people and more, maybe, having less immune system. So, you may catch them or, other people for volunteering will be catch, if they're having some COVID-19. So these are the
Right.
concerns we're having. So, and please to continue to pray for the work what we are doing on a regular basis, in spite of spiritually enlightening them. At the same time doing social charities in helping the people in our churches and also in our community.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Al was asking you to share about the issue concerning the Muslims. Are you having issues with other religious groups, and how is that affecting your ministry?
Actually, what happened was these cases have been creeped up because in Delhi, some of them who has went from different places, even 722 people have went from our state, to Delhi, and that's how this COVID-19 has been more affected because they went to Delhi for their prayers, and from there, most of them got this disease, like this COVID-19, and now after their meeting is over they came to their own places, and that's how most of them, even the cases who died also have those are the people who went to the Delhi, the Muslim prayers, and that's how this has you know popped up, and many of them cases are coming up because they have interacted with other people and met with other people going to the shopping or going buying groceries. So that's how this COVID-19 in Vijayawada and also in our state has creeped up because of that one too.
Hmm. Okay. Um, is there anything else that we can do aside from just praying? Is there something else that we can do that might be helpful?
Yeah, means I surely need your strong prayers in this. At the same time, you can help us, in taking care of these people, because we have pastors working under SAC ministries. We have 25 pastors working, and now they don't have the churches, and most of them depend on the churches, and they don't have churches means that because they don't get any payment from anyone, and now we have been helping them, giving them the support, and the support we are able to give also is not enough. So we want to give them the support more to enable them to survive their families also. The pastors from SEC and also the widow support is also like very less. We want to give them the double the support we were giving previously for this 2 3 months. At the same time, we want to help, like our families, the church families who are under poverty and having economical, financially crisis. We want to help them in giving the nutritional, like a groceries, like a daily groceries. Also, we are not able to give them. So that's what we want to help them. So please do consider, if God willing, we can help them if God opens the doors, so that we can help more pastors, helping them financially and also help our church believers who are economically poor. Already been helping, but still a lot to do.
Hmm. And let me ask you this question. How do you think this is going to affect the way that you do ministry in the future?
I don't know exactly because because now the people are right now, like not able to. Uh, Means they're first and foremost, everyone is panicked right now. They don't know what is going to happen if they're going to come and mingle with the people, fellowship and everything too. So they are concerned about that one too. Maybe the church going also, the people will be very less comparing to previously. That will really affect that one. At the same time, they're, they don't have work now. They want to work on Sunday also, because every day only the work only they have to do, and there are a lot of payments they have to do, because most of them live in their houses where they rented houses. They have to pay for their, for the rents. They have to pay for their, the loans and other things that already they have to pay. And now they don't have work for all these days, for 40 days, because India has been locked down for 40 days nearly.
Hmm.
And maybe they have to go to work also on Sundays. So I think this will really affect the ministry in the future days, about the coming to the churches also, and also the other things, like there will be surely uh, uh, spiritually, some of them, mentally they are not prepared, even because all are not spiritually mature. So some of them, why this is happening to me, that I died, some newborn babies like Christians, those are being really worried, and
Hmm.
they may lose, the passion for the Lord, what they used to. what they had previously.
Right. So what happens with education right now? Are students still doing school, or how does that work?
Actually, the students, we got holidays from the month of March itself, and exams has to go on in the month of March. So even the 10th grade is also like an important thing. So the 10th grade exams also have been not done. The entrance exams for qualifying for many of the entrance exam has been postponed. The schools are not working. So maybe they're going to promote all the students for all their studies, according to their academic career, according to their marks they got in the previous classes. So they're going to promote for them to the next classes. But we are not having any schools from March the 22nd or 21st, I think so. And for 40, nearly these all days, we don't have any schools. And actually, the holidays are coming up because we have the summer vacation from month of May. Actually April the 15th or 16th is the summer vacation actually. So I think they're going to give the holidays also, and because there is no way that they can gather together at present.
Right. So your school year starts when?
Means actually the academic year starts in the month of June the 15th or June 16th, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So are they thinking that they may be able to start school back on time?
Yeah, maybe they're going to start in June, I think so, if everything goes on good.
Okay. Um, Al is asking if the Indian government is providing any kind of relief or support for people.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, in India, most of them are, going hungry. Lot of Indian government is not able to take care of the people who are starving on the roadside also. At the same time, like the very few money, very little bit, they have given the groceries for them to survive for only 1 week, and a little bit of money for like $10 to $15. The government of Andhra Pradesh has given like $15, I think so, for taking care of their family for 1 month. So that's not at all sufficient for them to survive. And the money what they given is only 1,000 rupees. So 1,000 rupees is nothing but like less than $15. So the government what they are doing is not at all enough for the people to survive. So
Hmm.
it's very less, and the people are starving at that time. Most of them they don't have proper food to eat, and even they are now stopping the organizations like us. They're making strict rules that you cannot go also to give and distribute the food also, because because so two of the volunteers who've been working in the government got this disease, they got the COVID-19. They've been attacked with COVID-19, and they are making strict rules on that one too. But thank God we got some permissions to do that, and but they're making strict rules on this one too.
So how do they determine who gets the money? Does every person get $15, or how does that work?
See, below poverty rate, so it means below poverty people, they have some cards, like, and they've been determined. And those are the people, the families are going to get. It's not the individual person is going to get. It's a family, Indian family, they have five people, six, in their houses, the wife, the children, and their husband, everyone. So it's a family, it's getting $15. And most of them, before COVID-19, most of them they've been taken out from this poverty list, saying that you have a vehicle, means a motorcycle. Everyone has a motorcycle. You have your power bill is a little bit more, So that's the reason we are taking out of from poverty. So they took over the cards. So like that, so many thousands of people are suffering right now because they're not getting government support, because they're not mentioned to be under poverty people, because they took away the ability what they used to get previously. So those are the people also suffering from our churches also, because they've been removed from the government list, that they are not in poverty, but they are poverty people. But since their power bill is little bit more, means everyone, because of the hot sun, they have the air conditioner or one box of thing or like a fan, and that consumes a little bit of electricity, and that's the reason you are out of their poverty. So they are not able to get. So most of them were not able to get even the $15 is giving for 1 month for what they have been done.
Okay, and so Heidi is asking about health care. Is there any kind of health care for people, or does the government help with the orphans in any way, helping offset any of those costs?
Not at all. You know, no medical care is being given. Even the people, if they want to go for your medical shop also, to get up, like for getting some medicines, also purchase some medicines, it's very risky, or because people are the police are beating the people. You know, one of the person, day before yesterday, he went to get some medicines, go for a medical shop, to get some, medicines, and the police have beaten that person. So that young man has died day before yesterday,
Mm,
because the police have beaten him, and he went for getting medicines. And that's a
uh,
critical case. The government is not able to provide any kind of medicines for the people who are already suffering with many diseases. And the people are also afraid right now, even though their disease, they have some kind of diseases rather than COVID-19, but they are not afraid of going to the hospitals. So the hospitals are not full at present because the people are afraid to go uh, to get this contagious disease. They are having this deadly contagious, so they are not able to go, even though they are suffering. They are at home. So we find a lot of deaths from our church also, like from a pastor's family. One of the pastor, means he studied in our college, and his father died through heart attack in this COVID-19. He was not able to go to the hospital. He was there, and he got a stroke, and he was having pain. He was not able to take to the hospital. He said, "I don't want to go right now. It will be okay, okay, okay." But finally, he died. So that kind of critical cases are there here also, because people are panicked and afraid not to go to because of COVID. What is happening?
right. Wow. Um, how do you think this is going to affect mission trips in the future?
What's that? Once again, can you repeat it, please?
Yes. How do you think this might affect mission trips or people coming over to your country to serve in the future?
Yeah, I don't know, because the government is making a little bit of law. I don't know, because what's happening is, recently I said, the Delhi, the Muslim people have come from nearly different countries, and they have come on a visa called the tourist visa. And now the media has made a issue about that one too, saying that these people have come through, sorry, uh, sorry for that. Okay, these people have come for doing, for tourist visa, and now they're doing, they came for this religious purpose. So why did you allow that? So they're making government, look bad. So that's the reason, all the media is making government look bad. So I think they're going to make some strict laws in this, because those are the people who came from different countries and gave this COVID-19. That's how the people got this COVID-19, who went to this meeting, who went to that meeting and attended the meeting. So maybe that's also one of the reasons that there will be strict laws for the immigration that they may implement. And the second reason, maybe they'll be looking foreigners right now, because it's a panic situation, because the word has been proclaimed, saying that this disease has come through the foreign returns, or the people who come from foreign. That's the reason this disease has come through the foreign returns or to the foreigners. That is, the word has been scattered. So now they are being a little bit concerned at present, but but everything will be settled down as things goes on, as but at present it will be very much hard to come, I think. So it's right now.
Right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to come this summer like we were planning. And we did have several who were looking forward to being there. And we definitely want to try to plan for a trip, maybe next summer. Um, and we are in the process of we were in the process of doing fundraising up until all this happened. And so, of course, everything, like everywhere, has kind of shut down. So, as soon as we can get back to fundraising, we're going to do that. And we hope to be able to send you some more assistance once we get the fundraising and stuff going. And until then, we'll certainly be praying for you. And of course, if there's anything else that we can do, you have our information. I'm glad that we've been able to have this conversation tonight. Before we get off of here, is there anything else that you'd like to share with everyone concerning the ministry there and how things are going?
Yeah, thank you so much for that. What you've been saying, we really thank you and appreciate what you've been doing. Thank you for all your strong prayers and also the support been helping us, and surely I want to convey the message to NVC, Now Vision Church, and also the people who are watching through this Facebook Live and also YouTube Live. And thank you for taking time at this late hours to listen to me and to hear what is happening in India. So, please do continue to pray, because we believe that these are the last seasons and the last days, that Jesus is coming very soon. So, India is like 1.3 billion people. And, please do continue to pray, because India is facing an extraordinary challenge to protect these people of 1.3 billion people, because it's a densely packed area where we have closed houses, and I don't know what is going to happen after this lockdown is being removed, because now the police are protecting people not to go out, and the government is telling not to go out by installing the lockdown. But now when the lockdown is removed, I don't know what is going to happen, because once the lockdown is removed, the people will be coming out, because all these 40 days there is no transportation, there is no proper, the people are stuck where they are, and now they will be going every, they'll be going, they want to go to their homes and everywhere now. So what happens is all jam packed, the rail stations, the trains, the buses, everything will be packed up, and I don't know what is now, what's going to happen. So I'm concerned about that, how this disease can be, after the lockdown is over. So please do continue to pray for that one too, and also please do continue to help, to minister, to help the needs of the people who are here, and churches, and also the work we are doing. Surely this is having a lot of greater impact in our ministry, because we are not able to function as we used to function before. But still, by God's grace, we can move forward and helping the people. So please do continue to pray for us and helping people who are in desperate need, and also helping them spiritually.
Sure. Well, of course, we love you and your whole family. We love your church, your brother, and the ministries there. We'll continue to pray for you guys. And hopefully, we can do this again in the near future and just connect with you to make sure that, we're praying for you and keeping in touch. But that's why we wanted to do this, was because we wanted you to know that you weren't forgotten, and that you're still part of our work here, and you're certainly in our hearts.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it for all they've been doing. Thank you very much. And thank you for the concern, and thank you for the love that you all have towards our ministry and towards the work and towards Vijayawada, India. So that's the reason, you've been here interviewing me and, helping people to know what is the situation over here. And thank you very much. Appreciate all the people who have been watching. Thank you very much. We love you. And please do continue to pray for us at this situation. And please do continue to, hold us in your prayers, so that we can be moving forward in this critical time, to help the helpless, to help the needy, to help the people to grow spiritually, and to preach the gospel to our nation. More people do not know about Jesus Christ. Thank you for that.
All right. Well, have a good evening or good morning, Pastor Rajendra, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor George. Thank you, people who are watching. God bless you. Love you all.
Okay. Bye-bye.